Are you looking for affordable office space in Marion? The Professional Building, located at 685 Delaware Avenue, is the place for you. For more information, call 740-383-6803. Office space is now available. Again, telephone number 740-383-6803. Hey, Scott Spears here with you with another episode of Scott Spears Now. Tonight, an episode you won't soon forget. He's been a candidate for governor of the state of New York. He's now a candidate in 2013 for mayor of New York City. He is head and founder of the Rent is Too Damn High party, the unspoken, outspoken Jimmy McMillan. Jimmy, what can you say about Jimmy? He says it all during our interview, in which we talk about his past, his present, his plans for New York, and a debate with Mr. Free Money Matthew Lesko. It could happen on this program. You won't want to miss this. Up next, Jimmy McMillan. This is Scott Spears, and today we're joined by a man with a very interesting personality who happens to be a candidate for mayor of New York City in the 2013 election on the Rent is Too Damn High ticket. He is Jimmy McMillan. Jimmy, how are you?
Wonderful, fantastic. I can't wait there's a debate tomorrow night in New York, and I'm invited. I am a registered Republican. I say to the Republican Party, they still have time to endorse me, even though I'm petitioning for the Rent Too Damn High party. It's good to cover the top line. If I can get everybody to endorse me, that'd be great. Let me turn my phone off here because it's fine. And the issues is what we're here to talk about. I have not heard any issues representing the people, and I'm here to make sure that those issues are addressed. I will show up at the debate tomorrow night, ready to shut it down. And we intend to help the people. Will get help in New York. What my lesson is, what I'm here to do basically, is to teach candidates not only in New York, all throughout the country, to separate congressional issues to local issues. And they are talking about issues that beyond their control, wasting people's time in election year. Focus on the issues of the people is what I'm going to force them to teach, to learn from me at the debate tomorrow night. And that's what my job is now.
When you go into the debate tomorrow night, the primary debate, what are the issues important to the people as opposed to congressional issues?
Okay, the issues is not for the... But they are in the primary, because the independents, there are no primaries. Now, if the Republican Party endorsed me, then I will be in the primary. The difference is the congressional issues is stuff that they have in litigation, like in court, like stop and fit, that's congressional. Gun control, congressional. You can talk about it, as they said, but you have no control over what goes on when it's in the process of the litigation. So the local issues is people can't afford to pay the rent. You have judges and attorneys working together in the court system in New York. You have a process called discovery and inspection, set up the same as the discovery on demand in criminal court, set up by the New York State Bar Association. You have judges on the court and attorneys that represent the landlord with criminal background. They have not been disbarred, so they are convicting tenants illegally, and tenants have no fight, no one to represent them, because the current city councils and elected officials, all the elected officials are in on it. New York State court system, when you go to landlord-tenant court, all the courthouse data is collected and sold to government agencies. So if a conflict of interest, why do you have this case on tenants in the New York State Unified Court System when you are selling their information? So they all are doing it, and it's time to shut it down. And the way you shut it down is you shut down the New York State Courthouse, New York City Courthouse, for the next 4 years, and will not allow any eviction to take place in the next 4 years until the New York State Unified Court System get its act together and disbar these judges, disbar these attorneys who have been found guilty in federal court of fraud and felony. And when you do that, then I will start the eviction process all over again. But there's so much they owe New Yorkers an apology for what they have done to them, and I'm coming to get it right.
Sounds good. Mr. McMillan, for people who don't know, I kind of want to start at the grassroots here. What is the rent is too damn high party?
It's like a prop, body of a car, finding a roof over your head, food on the table, and money in your pocket. It's my job to make sure that that is inserted for the people. It worked like the ozone layer that protects the earth. New York State has an ozone layer, which is the governor. New York City has one, which is the mayor, who provides the protection for the things the people need at this level. So the rent to them high party recognize that those in the politics do not understand that, and even the President of the United States don't understand his position as president. Speaking of the president, the worst president America has ever had. But the question is that we are here to simplify and to put it in perspective the role of government, governing, and those who plan it running for governor or running for mayor, running for city council, any elected office, how to represent the people within your state. That is what we're here to do, because they simply don't know. America is in fail critical condition because those who think they know, they want to be called liberal, they want to be called conservative, and that doesn't even exist because they don't even know what the hell they're talking about. America is in a mess, and we need to get it right. Economically, there is no fiscal cliff. There is no sequester. There is no deficit. The president don't know it. We found $1,149.26 trillion surplus in the U.S. Department of Treasury for money that was collected when the government, when the president gave out $50 billion of the people's money to every corporation and bank in America that left the American public a 61% shareholder. Your home should have never been foreclosed. Your student loan should have been waived. But the landlord's mortgage has already been paid for, as well as Joe's. We have a problem where no one is looking at this on the economic side but me. And I have a problem with anyone I talk to who don't understand what I have come to do. I have come to mastermind the economic situation in America. So what do the American government do to get out of this mess? It's simple. I've said it on television 1,000 times. You waive the debt of the American people. You put the people in this mess. They need to be treated like shareholders, and they're not. You put them in this mess. You waive the debt of the American people. It will instantly resolve all problems we have in the country right now as I speak.
Mr. McMillan, you made a strong statement there. You said the president is the worst ever.
Worst.
Why is that?
Because he signed a bill giving every banking corporation, every bank in every city, town, and county in America, $50 billion of the people's money. You don't do that, Mr. President. You should, when you did that, you sent the people into a burden that they were not, but you created an economic hardship for the American people. You don't do that. You are responsible for this mess that we are in. You can easily get the people out if you did the right thing. And the way you have to do that, I hope, President, you're listening, the way you get the people out of this debt is you waive the debt of the American people. You allow Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to blow $800 billion, and you pat them on the back, and now they're going back to foreclosing homes in April. They are doing this. You put us into this mess. You got to get us out, but he don't know how. He don't know how. And those who are behind him are the ones who brought this country to its knees economically, and those are those old Democrats and those old Republicans. All of them together. Democrats is no different than Republicans because they all aren't smart enough to help the American public get out this debt. So the President Barack Obama should have known better. You should have read the fine print, as well as all those who borrowed this money. They know that money's there, and some states, some executives have already begun to put the money in their pocket and vanish because no one knows what I'm talking about. I'm an economic master. I didn't go to college. Something happened in Vietnam. I was in a bomb explosion where my memory it vanished. When my memory began to take root in places that I never knew I could do, and things that I never knew I could solve. About 8 years ago, I had to go to my doctor, psychiatrist, because I never knew math. And all of a sudden, as I look at the problems that America was in, especially New York, I could see the problem. I could economically figure out what was wrong and how to fix it. And when I carefully evaluated, it was the right way to go. So I petitioned to run for governor of the state of New York because of the problem-solving mentality that I have economically. I said, let me just get on this ballot and run for governor. So when I ran for governor, I served the people an economic dinner. They rejected my dinner because they didn't understand what I meant by rent was too damn high. I was going by what the president had done, paying attention to everyone and watching what they didn't know how to do, watching what they did, what they didn't do. I fed them dinner, and they rejected it, and they voted for another guy. So this time I'm running for mayor of the city of New York, and I'm serving dessert. Maybe they'll eat my dessert. Because every time you think about rent and mortgage, whose name comes up? Jimmy McMillan. So I use a strategy for paying attention. No one seems to have the ability to do what I do. When I talk to everyone, they don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But I know that I'm right, and I know that it is the right thing for the American public. Congressional issues can be resolved at the local level, but you must keep it local. But the money that has generated through the federal government can be gotten to help the people in the city of New York. So I will lead by example, get elected mayor of the city of New York, show the world how people in New York will be living on Easy Street, because I know how to make those reductions, because I know how to get the money. The president signed a bill called the Recovery Act. In that Recovery Act is money. It say, a landlord say, well, I'm not going to reduce the rent for commercials. Well, I say, yes, you are, because I'm not times have changed. I will make it so difficult for you to keep that building after I sign a bill that was an economic housing homeless emergency bill that will not allow an abandoned store, will not allow an abandoned building to exist as long as I'm in office, because you're going to stop getting greedy. Everyone is getting greedy. I remember when you could buy a building for $98,000 a four-story building. 2002, $98,000. Now it's $2.4 or $4.3 million. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Plain old greed. All everyone know how to do, Democrats and Republicans alike, is raise, raise, raise. Well, if you knew the money was available, why are you forcing to raise? Because they don't know. I'm not mad at them because they don't know. I'm not mad at the president because he don't know. But you're the president. This is no place for on-the-job training. You can't fool the people that you can handle it and you can't. You know, you can't stand the heat in the kitchen. You should get the hell out. So that's what President Barack, but the big question is, as I speak about President Barack Obama like that, who's going to replace him? Mitt Romney certainly wasn't the one. Mitt Romney screwed up when he came on television and said, I don't support the very poor. And no one supported the very poor, but one guy, and his name is Jimmy McMillan, and he represents the rent is too damn high part.
Jimmy, that being said, you didn't win, obviously, governor of New York. You say a lot of times people don't understand what you're saying. What are the chances here, not being aligned with the two major parties, that you can win this election?
I won the last time, even though I didn't become governor. My support base is 385 million people worldwide, China, Hong Kong, North Korea, of all places, Australia, Brazil, Yemen, New Zealand, you name the country, Russia, they love me. I won. They're having problems there as well. They want me to come to their country. We have a rent too damn high movement in Israel right now as I speak. And they didn't win to be governor of the state of New York, but I won because the message went straight to the mind. It went straight to the heart of the people in the world who are running their government under the democratic system we have here, which is a failure. But I'm coming to clean up. You don't have to lay anybody off. You don't have to give anyone any raises. I'm the cleanup man. That's why I wear my gloves all the time. I'm coming to show everyone who want to get involved in politics how to represent the P-E-O-P-L-E. Jimmy McMillan didn't become governor, but Jimmy McMillan is the winner. Jimmy McMillan may not become mayor of the city of New York, but I will not stop fighting for the people who become homeless and getting evicted every day through a system that has totally rejected them. Hoping by now they understand my message and they'll understand that this guy is not a politician. Don't ask me personal questions about my life. Read about me on YouTube, because I want to waste my energy on talking about what I can do to help that little child, that little boy, that little girl who's paying college tuition. That wasn't college tuition for me when I was coming up. So why is this college tuition for them? They're $85,000 in debt right now as I speak, and they don't know that the college tuition is already paid for. So Jimmy McMillan has to get his message out and ask the people all across the country to donate $1 to the rent is too damn high party. I don't need any money running for mayor because I don't give a damn if you vote for me or not. You're the one that's suffering. Your grandchildren are suffering. You're going to rot in hell. Jimmy McMillan is not a politician. I'm just a parent. Every child is my child. And for all my children, peace. Daddy got your back. Do you have mine?
Well, Jimmy, I think when you say something to the voter, like you can go to hell, I think that's going to be difficult to garner votes. And I understand you say you don't care if you win or lose. But then, so is running, let me get this straight, is running just to get the message out?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me explain that. Let me explain go to hell. Go to hell means you have caused your children hard pain by the way you vote. Go to hell. I'm not backing down from anything. I'm here to represent those who don't have a voice. And those, look at these people suffering. I would say they go to the polls every year and they vote Democrat, 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 Republican, Republican, Republican. You have put your grandchildren in pure hell. Go to hell. You don't have to vote for me because I'm counting on those young men and women to get out and do the right thing for Jimmy McMillan. And I stand by my words. I'm not a punk. I'm not going to back down on what I say. People are suffering. Have you watched the people homeless in the street? Have you watched the people getting evicted and the stuff thrown in the street? You're not paying attention. I am. You go to work every day. All your money you make going, you make this money, and it goes to the landlord in the big cities such as New York. In the little small towns and counties, there is no businesses and there are no jobs. You have to count on government assistance programs to make ends meet for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yes, I said go to hell. You don't have to vote for me, and I mean just that. And I don't give a, some people just not going to like me. And I don't give a damn. I'm 66 years old, and I'm sick and tired of watching the people suffer, watching these young men and women can't afford to go to college, when they watching the parents take them to school in the morning, haven't fed them breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm sick of it. Sick of it. And I want you should be sick of it, too. They go to church every Sunday. They get on their knees and they pray. And Moses at the gate saying the same thing I'm saying. When you die and you go to heaven, Moses is going to call you from 40 years behind. Yo, come here. When you get to the front, Moses is going to ask you a question. He's going to say, well, you know, people couldn't afford to pay the month. Younger men and women couldn't afford to pay the college tuition. Or why didn't you help them? You're going to say, well, Moses is going to say, hold it, go to hell.
Oh, okay, I understand. I do want to get into some of the issues in New York City, not congressional issues in New York City, how you would handle them. Some of them are trite, some of them are big. Smoking ban in New York. A lot of people complain about this. What do you think?
Dumb. You go to war, you register to vote at age 18. You go to fight a war at 18, 19, you come home in a body bag at 18 and 19. You come home and they tell you can't smoke a cigarette. Once again, dumb. You can't drink till you're 21. Then if that's the case, why can't you not allow them to enlist in the military till they're 21? Why can't you not allow them to register to vote till they're 21? Do you understand that already?
I'm with
I simplified it to make it simple to understand. If you register to vote at age 18, you should be old enough, you should be able to drink at age 18, and anything else at that age. You're smart enough to vote, but you're too dumb to drink or smoke. Simple as that.
A big issue that's come up in New York lately concerning Mayor Bloomberg limiting the size of soft drinks.
When you get a wealthy guy like that, nothing else to do with his money, you vote someone else in to make the changes. You don't talk about Bloomberg because this is an election system we go by to put people like that in the office. If you have anything bad to say about him, you should have had an opposition to keep him out. and no one did. And New York City is more than just drinking. New York City is a mess. When it fits the rich guy style, when it comes to the parking, when it comes to everything that you see being changed, it to fit his lifestyle. And you can't blame him for that. That's why you have to stay away from rich people in politics and get an ordinary person running for politics to make the city so it can fit ordinary people. And that's something that I'm bringing with me to City Hall.
There are some environmental problems in New York, population crowding, mass transit, pollution. What do you make of that?
Well, we got a cleanup problem. There is no problem. Once again, people not paying attention because of the money it costs to spend. There is no environmental problem. People are going to be just fine. You take all these different organizations out of here who are trying to get money from the federal government, who create and make it look like there's an environmental problem. None of that. The money they get from say somebody, well, you can clean it up by just putting some people to work and let them wear the right thing they need without being so expensive. It's all about money. It's not about a cleaned up environmental problem. They make it seem like an environmental problem, and there's an environmental problem all over the world. So the question is that New York is the home base of organized crime. They know how to get money, squeeze money from the federal. There's so many government agencies here. It's just pathetic. It's just sick. The question is this. They have been in operation for so long. The environmental problem that they are claiming, why didn't they clean it up? They've been there. So why are they, every year, it becomes an issue on election year so that some candidate can use it as a prop to get elected? Since 2001, the environmental folks have been talking about this problem. This is 2013. You see what? It's all pork. There's no environmental problem, and there is a homeless problem because those we put in office don't know what to do to save the homes. They talk about affordable housing. They just don't know how to clean up the houses we already have. You don't have to make no affordable housing. There's enough already here. You just clean up what you got and then evaluate what you need and go from there. And they're not even trying to clean up what they got. They're putting a Band-Aid on top of a problem because this is an election year. They don't know how to clean it up, and that's what we're coming to do.
Mr. McMillan, a lot of people have asked me, it's just a personal question, why do you wear the gloves? Earlier on you said you're the garbage man, but why do you wear the gloves?
I'm exposed to Agent Orange from Vietnam, and you can see it in my hand. And I'm an American defender who served my country, who all my brothers who never returned at 35,000 rounds. Why I use the phrase go to hell to everybody? Because my brothers never came home, they're dead, and I'm dead too. But while I'm still alive, people need to understand that as an American defender, we are being totally ignored by those who tell us, thank you for your service. But I wear my gloves to let the people know that I am walking dead. But until I die, I got work to do. Fighting for my brothers who have families here, nieces and nephews and cousins. All of these folks need my help. My brothers understand. My family understands what I'm here to do. My family is the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine veterans. They understand what I'm here to do. We are being pat on the back to go do a job and being spit on and toilet paper thrown at us after the job is done. We come home with no limbs. We come home exposed to chemicals, and we're being called crazy. So the gloves is there for a reason. So I feel comfortable with them all.
Perfectly fine. I think most people can understand that. There are a couple things, Mr. McMillan, certainly not to question your background or anything, but in a world of media, since you've become a media personality, a few things have come to people's attention. You were on the Bill O'Reilly show and said that you used to be a stripper. Is that accurate?
Yes. I have a deformed daughter exposed to Agent Orange. I told the government I needed help with my child. The government sent me a letter that said your children is your responsibility. I said, no problem, I got you. Any problem with that?
No, I think people maybe...
I hope you get the message.
Well, I guess...
It's all about taking care of your family. You be the parent. You shouldn't be ashamed to express what you do to take care of your family, and neither am I. I am that American defender who the government didn't tell us we were exposed to Agent Orange. I've seen it on a late show watching Johnny Carson. I learned to listen to a scientist that said that the scientists work for the government and they denied the effect of it in American soldiers. So yes, very proudly, this is what everyone needs to do to fight for make sure that children have. And stop, I don't work for the press. I don't work for the media. I work for my son and my daughter. I have a Vietnamese daughter. She's 44 years of age, and I have an American daughter who has spinal bifida here in America. She's 38 or 39 now, and my son's 33. So this is what we're looking at. I don't care. Like I told you, I could have came home in a body bag like my brother veteran. So when you ask me a question, you have to be very careful, because I don't give a damn about me when it comes to my children. Maybe you won't do it. That's you. But I do whatever it takes to defend my family.
I think the common question would be to that, Mr. McMillan, would be, of all the professions to go into, why that one? We certainly don't say you shouldn't support your daughter, absolutely, and it's terrible she has those diseases. But why that?
Once again, I don't work for the media. I work for my family. I don't do things to impress the media. I do things to impress my family. I will do things for the people in the city of New York to make sure that the families can feed their children. Only people who were questioning me being a stripper on the pole is that they don't have any photos of my genitals while I was naked. The only people who were questioning that, because the media is a freaky society. They love sex. You guys love to talk about sex. The time that I can waste talking about sex, how I dance on the pole, I could waste that time speaking of a little child who haven't had breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I could waste the energy of speaking about someone who just got evicted from their home, who just got evicted from their apartment, who lost their home to foreclosure. This is how I speak to the press. I'm very proud, and I can handle any conversations that come to me. So the question is, why do I go that way? Because what I wear and what I don't wear and how I shape my booty is none of your concern or anyone else. I urge everyone to be very careful when you ask me questions about me stripping on a pole, because if a man asks me a question about that, I would say to that man, well, maybe you should ask your wife or your girlfriend, because she probably has pictures of me while I was wiggling my weed. I think you better stick to the politics and not the personal, is what I say to all. I'm here to teach a lesson. The country needs to get in order, and don't go that way. I won't take it that way. People are hurting, and it's a very serious subject. And so I don't mind asking that question. I answered it for the reason to teach all of you. Stop getting personal with candidates running for public office. The country is in critical condition. Is it because the media go off asking questions like that? One of those, yeah. Because I'm not ashamed. I know how to answer. Anthony Weiner can't, Bill Clinton can't, Alex Spencer can't, but Jimmy McMillan can't. I can handle you guys. You can't stand the heat in the kitchen, don't get in it. Now, I hope that you can keep your conversation on issues to help the American public and help New Yorkers. That would be good for me and good for you, too. So if you can go that route, I appreciate it.
Well, yeah, and again, Mr. McMillan, that was just a question, not a judgment. and
no matter which way you put it, it still look for an answer for me.
And I think we got one. Okay.
Thank you.
And something was interesting when I was going through your work here. You feel that laws should be influenced by Christianity.
They misunderstood. They misunderstood that.
Okay.
I forgot the conversation came up, and even on your dollars, God we trust. So why would that be what I feel? It's on your money. So it's on your money, and God we trust. Why should it be a problem if everything is influenced by Christianity, no matter what you do? If you're not a Christian, if you're Muslim, everything is included by Muslimanity. Everything is influenced by your religion or your faith, which you entitled to practice any faith you want. What I am for is for people living their life, having to be free to go on vacation and to do what they want to do in their personal life without the government intervening to tell them what they can and can't do. That breaks it all down, whether it's Christianity or what. I don't care. I'm not a religious person. When I came out of Vietnam, I had amnesia. I don't remember my past. 95% of it is gone. I went to school, I don't remember. Who I went there with, I don't remember. My soldiers I served with in combat in Vietnam, I don't remember. I believe that I was born in 1966. I don't remember. The bomb exploded with 1967. So I'm living to help undo a problem that had been created by media questions that such you asked me personal. I'm here to fix the problem, not to conversate about a personal. That's not a problem. The country's hurting, and the media can help the country, help elected officials get better answers by being specific on the functions that they're supposed to do that they're not doing. And I'm here to guide through the process how to be a politician. You're talking to the right guy, and you all are listening to the right guy. Well, some don't like me. Some just not gonna like me, because you still have a lot of people out there who don't like me because of the way I look, the color that I am. But let me say something to those people. I was coming up. I asked my mother a few questions. She told me, they called nigger. She called me. I got into a fight one day because a little white kid called me nigger, and she hit me upside the head. And so I said, why did you throw a rock at that boy? I said, Mama, he called me a nigger. Mama said, well, why did you hear him call you that? I said, yeah, Mama, I heard him call me a nigger. She said, well, she slapped me upside the head again. She said, what were you thinking about before we called you that? She said, you looked for him to call you that, and you were ready to retaliate. So when I got older, I started looking up, and I started laughing at the things that my grandparents tried to teach me on discipline. And when I learned that we all walked out of Africa 250,000 years ago, and that the one was calling me nigger was nigger too. So I said, oh, oh my goodness. The white guy who called me those words is from Africa just like me. His complexion is different, but his Y chromosome is the same as mine. The mitochondria of the white woman is the same as the black woman. And so once people learn who they are, they will stop the nonsense. And when I learned all of that through the mindset that I have now, I started laughing all the way through the political sector, because all of us are homos. We belong to the species of Homo sapiens. And learning this and knowing this have me in the mindset to help people guide the children who are not aware of all this nonsense, who read about it in the paper. They can be exposed to it the right way and the correct way. Nowadays, the textbooks are still the same. Go to the high school textbooks in schools, there's books that have been since 1925 and 35. There's nothing but they're not teaching anything. It's time for those books to go in the garbage. When I learned that it was the Asians from Central Asia who walked out of Africa, we spent 50,000 years in Central Asia, that walked through the frozen coastlines of Alaska, all the way through South America. When I learned that the Puerto Ricans, the Latinos, are the sperm of the Asians, and the Mexicans we call immigrants is the sperm of the Asians, oh my goodness, those are my sisters and brothers, and you're calling them immigrants. They have been here all along. His stories come out about the black man was the first man in South America. Who do you think the Mexicans are? The Mexicans is Asians. The Mexicans is Asian. The Puerto Rican is Asian, and the Asians is African. So once you learn and the European is African. There wasn't no Ice Age at the time in Europe. They belonged to a group called the Shawn Bushmen, and the Hazabi is the Asians. It's the two different tribes that split up. One went west and one went east. So, man, it's a beautiful thing when everybody learns who they are, and they will stop playing with this life very short for us to live, and we'll start teaching the right way. All of those who have caused these problems upon the world today are going to die. I can't wait till they're dead. Well, the world is a much better place without all of this racial hate, without all of this negative infliction they have caused. Ask the question to help the people, not a person. This is a political year. They will say anything to get elected. And once again, I don't give a damn if you vote for me or not. I'm not a politician. I'm a veteran of life.
Now, and let me move on to this question, Mr. McMillan, because this was very interesting. Are you familiar with Matthew Lesko?
Is he familiar with me?
I believe he is. Matthew Lesko has been on television for years. He wears the question mark suits. He does the free money campaigns, writes the books.
No.
No. Well,
I don't. I chose not to go past 2013 for the sake of all my supporters and my children, because when I go to the black community, they focus on how slaves were treated. I walk out. I don't participate to indulge in anyone who did, because if they done so good, then why are we doing so bad? I don't know who that is, and don't regret I don't know who it is. I just don't know who it is.
The reason I ask that is he's a regular guest on this show. He was kind of a big media personality, still is, but he's a financial expert. He tries to help people get money, free money from the government, and has written 20 books on the subject. And I had talked with.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. That's what's up. That guy's what's up. I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah. Okay.
He's what's up. He's not included in the conversations of contributing to the failure of this country. I know what you're talking about.
But yeah,
I mean, I appreciate him giving people this information, because the elected officials are supposed to be doing it. They're not doing it. He's doing it. It's like a one-man campaign. You know, the people that totally know it. They know it. They think he's just a clown that comes on television. I mean, you get this from the federal government. You get some of you got it right. You write with your right hand. The government give you money right. I know this. What a guy.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, I tell you what. Here's the interesting thing. He's been on this show quite a few times, and I told him we were going to have you on, and he said, and I guess we'll use the term debate, but he would like to come on and debate with you financial things. Would you accept that?
Let me just say this. No embarrassment to him. I would accept that, but at the same time, I would try not to humiliate him, because I am the new breed who found money in the government that I have not heard him talk about. And some of the things that I say, he can look into it. He will find out that it's true. So we can learn from each other by debating. That would be, I hope he's listening, because I love what he's doing, telling the people where this money is. He's doing the same thing I'm doing. But the only thing, the debate would be awkward, because the man is a genius. The man have looked into things that I never looked into, like get money for writing right hand to get money for writing left hand. This guy had me going to the computer, looking at the Constitution. I didn't know that Rastafari could smoke marijuana on the White House lawn, and until I heard him say this. So if you guys want to do that for us to meet each other, you can go ahead on and do that. But I would welcome any comment. I would be happy to even listen to him say something. It's an honor.
So you would come back on this program to, we'll say, debate him on financial issues. You agree to that?
I agree to that.
I think,
I most certainly will.
And you would not mind if I moderated that debate?
I would not mind, because I love this guy so much. Because what you don't understand is that what you will be doing, having him and I, the people will get a chance to hear what this government and how this government has failed you. You don't know, I know. They don't know, and he knows. He knows things that I don't know. I have learned things that he probably knows. He's a smart guy. But I would be more than happy to ask him a question, well, why haven't you been spoke about it? This is something, I will leave it at that. I'll leave room for him and I to have the debate, and you moderate it, and let's get it on. Let's get it on. That's what
I like it.
You are a creep. Let's get it on.
I like it. One final question, Mr. McMillan, and forgive me, this doesn't come from me again, but a lot of people have said this, and I want to get your opinion on this. They say you've run for office quite a few times now. You speak very frankly, there's no doubt about it. I think all can tell you care about people, but the way you talk and the way you present and come across on the media, a lot of people refer to you as a joke, which I'm sure you've heard before. To those people who say this is just a novelty act to get in the media, what do you say to those people?
Sure. An episode just unfolded in Ohio. A man who walk out and speak to you every day. Meantime, he had 3 girls kidnapped for 2 decades. So 10 years. This is the kind of society we live in. But what these people don't know is that I want all of you to listen to me carefully, because it still sounds like a joke. I am an American defender who served 2.5 years in the Republic of Vietnam. who uncovered Al-Qaeda digging in New York in 1989. When I tried to bring their attention after they had death threats against my family, they swiped me off the street, shot at me going into my office in Brooklyn where I lived at, took me to the Bell Parkway, tied me to a tree 5 feet in diameter, poured gasoline on me, wanted to find out who I worked for. They wanted to strike a match and set me on fire. I read a newspaper article that said McMillan full of hope. He's tied himself to a tree, and the police had to come and cut me loose. So I have a problem with Al-Qaeda struck the World Trade Center in 1993. I uncovered them before that. FBI, the only person that came to my aid was a colonel from the United States Army because I'm a veteran. They came to my aid because they put me in King County Hospital psychiatric ward. Before Al-Qaeda hit the World Trade Center in 1993, I uncovered them digging in with computers in Brooklyn, New York. Before they hit the World Trade Center again in 9/11, I had them again. I knew who they were. I climbed to the top of the Brooklyn Bridge to get someone to listen to me in 1993. They called me crazy. That nigga crazy. That's all they said. It don't bother me a bit. You know why? I'm the same veteran who came home from Vietnam, couldn't eat a sandwich in a white restaurant. It didn't bother me a bit. I swallowed that hurt, and I kept on trucking. I came home from Vietnam, went to the restaurant, asked for a hamburger. I was told we don't serve niggas in here. You think, well, I say what they about, and I still don't hate a white man today. You know, you have to learn to let, if you're not smart enough to know the truth, shut up. You're ignorant to open your mouth. If you don't know, you need to be quiet, and that's why the country's in the failed position we're in. People need to shut up. Liberals, conservatives, shut up. You don't even know what a liberal or conservative is. Glenn Beck, Glenn Beck and Rush Limbaugh, I love them. Why do I love them? Because they have the best entertainment show in the country. Love that stuff. That's for entertainment. If you don't want to be entertained, don't watch them and pay attention to them. But Jimmy McMillan, in 1989, a veteran of the United States Army, exposed to Agent Orange, who served in the Southeast Republic of Vietnam for 2.5 years until he was injured, and he was medevac back to America, uncovered Al-Qaeda digging in New York in 1989. That is why I run, and they are still here. They are hiding behind the LLC. Government, I took a case to court last year, 12 CV 6508. Let me give it to you again. 12 CV 6508. They thought I was going after a landlord who was trying to evict me from my apartment where my son lived. But I had an opportunity to put in public record what my investigation has been. The judge dismissed it. People laughed at it. I don't give a damn if they laughed at it. It's now in public record. You want to find Al-Qaeda? They're right here in America right now today. I uncovered a company called Holden. When the president gave out $50 billion of the people's money, they went to the government 29 to 30 times and got $50 billion of the people's money. I sent that to the FBI. I sent that to Homeland Security. Once again, that nigga crazy. I'm laughing my ass off because they think I'm crazy. Well, they think I'm crazy. I wasn't crazy when I was in Vietnam. When I came down out of a helicopter, I seen a soldier with his leg cut off. One man on a rope went down and grabbed that soldier, put the right bondage on him, and drug him up to from the ground to a helicopter 1,000 feet in the air. I wasn't crazy then, but somehow or another, I'm crazy now. You know what? Your children are going to appreciate what I'm here to do. And Al-Qaeda is still here. They formed cooperation. They got their landlord. They're bringing that dictatorship to New York, but they're forcing the old people out, using a system through the court called Article 31, Discovery and Inspection, to get you out. You can't win. Once again, I'm crazy. I ran for public office every year because I see something wrong. And the people call me crazy. Nobody's doing anything. They rather your elected officials you voted for are going to prison every week, everything. And I'm crazy.
Well,
I'm crazy.
Well, I tell you,
crazy.
I tell you, Mr. McMillan, I have to say, I've enjoyed this interview quite a bit. You're a very charismatic guy who is very passionate, I can tell.
I'm a veteran, brother. I'm a veteran who watching soldiers get killed in the war current. I'm a veteran who watched the President of the United States don't know how to talk to Kim Jong-un. I'm a veteran who watching this unfold embarrassingly. You're the President of the United States. Talk to Kim Jong-un. He's just a kid, practicing his verbal judo use of words of nuclear weapons. He's not going to do this thing. He just want to see what would it take for you to rattle. Call him. Show him you're not a punk, President Barack Obama. I agree with Dennis Rodman. Right now, President, you're showing that you're a punk. Call this young kid and let him know that you're daddy. That's all. He lost his father. Give him a call. Let him know that the United States of America hear you. But we also have the courage to find out why he's saying this. Talk to me, Kim. Want to go to dinner? Let's go to dinner. I look for Israel and Hamas to do the same thing. I look for them to say, we have to find common ground. We can't have you bombing our people in Israel. We can't have you bombing our people in Hamas or whatever, that area. We can't have you doing that. We got to find common ground. We got to live together. We are family. We are cousins. It's time the world stop this nonsense and make it happen. It's when you invite me and the government, the special guy who knows money real good, on the debate, you're going to learn something. I advise everyone to bring their pencils and paper, because this is a mathematical education that you would never heard. History will be made on this program. When he and I speak on issues of economics and money, be ready.
The Jimmy McMillan, Matthew Lesko debate coming up in the very near future. Jimmy McMillan, thank you so much, and you will be back for the debate, and I hope you come back again and again, because you are a great guest, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love all of you. Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed this interview with Jimmy McMillan. Will Matthew Lesko, Mr. Free Money, accept the challenge? Will the debate happen on this show? Whether you agree or disagree with Mr. McMillan, you have to say this: he speaks and he means what he says and says what he means. He is very interesting. I hope he comes back in the future. I don't think there's any distributor on Jimmy McMillan's speech, and that's a good thing in some cases. Until next time, though, friends, this is Scott Spears, headed for the dugout.